I know exactly
just to be there.
It's kind of like
it almost means that you gotta be strange in reference to that. Just
yeah.
be standing up there every Sunday.
Right. Because people got that mindset.
Yeah,
as ministers, as pastors, man, we got that mindset. You know that, man. You know, this is my ship. I'm at the helm of this ship. But you know, your ministry is only as strong as the people around you. You can't do it by yourself. You know, if you're the smartest one, if you're the smartest one in your ministry, if you're the smartest one in your business, if you're the smartest one in your organization, then your organization is in trouble. Because it takes strong people. It takes some weaker than you, some on the same level than you, and many above you in level of thinking and stuff like that, and intelligence to make this thing work. And if we can overcome that ego, if we can get to the point where say, man, okay, yeah, this is your ship, but let somebody help you drive it. Or this is your ship. Drive it over here and offload some of your cargo over here in terms of the programs that you're doing. You got something that's working, and you got something that's effective, and it's building your church. Not so much as building the number of people in your church, but building the quality of people that's coming to your church. Then you should be willing to share that.
That's something that's worth sharing.
Oh yeah. I mean, if your true intent is to build the body of Christ, if your true intent is to build up, and see, our vision is to build up a people of purpose that live God, that demonstrate God's power by living godly lives. And we can only build up a people of purpose, Dr. Haney, is when we serve them, is we find out what their needs are, and then we develop things that meet their needs. I mean, in this recessive economy, look.
Well, look, let's look at it from this perspective. I know one of the problems that you've always dealt with has been the issue of incarceration.
Absolutely.
How would you suggest that the churches come together to work with the young people the people that are involved in this whole process of the so-called revolving door, and et cetera? What should the churches collectively try to do in reference to that?
One thing we should do is take some of the resources, the funding that we're receiving, and fund something. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just ourselves. We need to take some of the funding, the monies that we have coming in, and mind you, it's a recession, you know, so monies are limited, but we need to take monies that are coming in and fund some programs that's going to help these men and women that are coming out of prison. Man, there needs to be some programs implemented and put in place to help, man, because, you know, there's people in the prison system that are coming out, they're elderly. They done spent 25, 30, 40 years in prison. They're coming out, they're elderly. They don't have anywhere to go. They can't get a job. So something needs to be in place to help them. There are younger people coming out. There are all types of people coming out of the prison system that don't have a house, don't have nowhere to go, don't have a way to get a job, don't have a way to get clothes. You know, why not have an expectation to look to those same people that come out there and preach the gospel to you while you're incarcerated? You should be able to look to those same people for some type of help and support. Now, the key to getting it done is not relying upon one church to get it done, but if we can come together as a whole, and if we can each contribute, see, we always asking people to tithe. So why don't we tithe into a ministry that we can have a pot, you know, that everybody can come and draw from and meet the needs of people, individuals in that community, where we can fund programs and stuff like that. Why go to the government, Dr. Haney, when you got all of these churches that can come together and take 10% out of their weekly offerings themselves and put it into a ministry that we can fund our own program. We can develop and create jobs for people coming out. I mean, we can do all kinds of stuff. Get people. We're the answer to the recession if we get busy and do it. If we'll get off our high horses and kill these egos and come together as a unit, then we are the answer. We can solve the recession because we're bringing in some monies. You know, again, you know, recession, money's slow because, you know, people are losing jobs. But at the same time, if we come together, then we can build up an economic base, and we can really get out here and solve some problems. We can really get out here and meet some needs. We can stop some foreclosure. We can take some people out of tent city, off of the streets and stuff, and put them in some good, clean, healthy, wholesome housing and stuff. We can be able to set some families up. Man, it don't make sense, Dr. Haney, for all these churches to be around here and women out there in tent city with their children, man, standing out in 30-degree weather, man, when all these churches around here, and all we have to do, Dr. Haney, has come together as a unit. Because we're so caught up in looking at how we can do it ourselves.
And is there any one organization that you think that can lead to this? And I think that's probably a conversation for another time.
Yeah.
Pastor Walker, But let me thank you for coming by and giving us that excellent information in reference to what are some of the possibilities, even though, and I think we have to always start with the possibilities before people become convinced that they ought to become involved with it. But I think that you have a passion for it, and I think that it makes sense to me. Of course, let me encourage our audience to tune in again next week for another informative edition of Comments. Thank you, and good morning.